Welcome to Toronto Maple Leafs News Now, your ultimate source for exclusive Leafs updates. We have a thrilling news story that will keep you engaged until the very end. But before we delve into the details, I want to extend a special invitation to all our viewers to subscribe to Toronto Maple Leafs News Now. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on the latest Leafs news and updates. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join our passionate Leafs community. Now, let's jump into the exciting news that awaits us. In a recent post about untouchables for the Toronto Maple Leafs, I mentioned a trade proposal suggesting that Toronto should trade Mitch Marner to Calgary. Ryan Dixon from Sportsnet proposed the deal, suggesting that the Calgary Flames would acquire Marner, center Fraser Minton, winger Nick Robertson, and defenseman Timothy Liljegren. In return, the Maple Leafs would get goaltender Jacob Markstrom and defenseman Rasmus Andersson. In terms of blockbuster trades, this would be considered a massive deal by most standards. But is it reasonable? Why Toronto and Calgary are considering this move? Dixon explained that Markstrom and Andersson have 2 more seasons on their contracts. The cost certainty would be a significant advantage for the Maple Leafs, addressing 2 areas of need at an affordable price. He noted that the Flames would add a goaltender with excellent underlying numbers and a right-shot defenseman who plays significant minutes. The total cost for both players under the terms of Dixon's proposed deal would be $9.05 million, which is $1.85 million less than Marner is currently being paid. He also argued that the emergence of Easton Cowan in the 2023 first round and the growth of Matthew Knies would allow the Leafs to move Robertson and Minton without much concern. Dixon also stated that recent trade talks involving Calgary suggest that they are not inclined towards a complete rebuild. Marner, with 3 years remaining in his 20s, provides the franchise with an immediate star who can score. Giving up Andersson hurts, but Liljegren helps solidify the bottom pair, and he is still young, which is something GM Craig Conroy likes. Robertson and Minton are solid prospects. This trade package reflects Calgary's goal of strengthening their roster for the present and future with players who can make an immediate impact. The reality of this trade happening, while Dixon makes some valid points, the reality is that a few things need to happen for a trade like this to come close to fruition. First, Marner would have to waive his no-trade and no-move clauses to go to Calgary. When you consider where they stand in terms of contenders, that seems unlikely. The tax implications of a long-term signing in Calgary are better than in Toronto, but there are other teams in better positions in the standings and as destinations with lower taxes that Marner would likely consider first. Dallas, Florida, Tampa Bay, and Nashville are among the top places to play from an income tax standpoint. That's not to say anyone is interested, just that those could be the teams Marner looks at before contemplating the Flames. Meanwhile, Markstrom would also have to agree to waive his no-trade clause to join the Maple Leafs. He was willing to do so for New Jersey, but it's unclear if he would be open to another team, especially one where the spotlight is so prominent. In Toronto, he would be seen as a crucial piece of the puzzle, and a down season could be disastrous. Calgary might think twice about Marner. As wild as it may seem for the Flames not to be interested in someone as talented as Marner, like in Toronto, Calgary is a hockey town. The team receives a lot of attention, and if Marner is going to move, it makes sense to assume that he would prefer to fly under the radar for a while, especially if a new long-term contract puts additional pressure on him to perform well in the playoffs. He won't be able to do that with the Flames. It would be up to him to get them into the playoffs. He wouldn't have Austin Matthews and or William Nylander to alleviate some of that burden. This assumes that the Flames and GM Craig Conroy are open to meeting the demands of his contract. The team is already dealing with the consequences of paying a big deal to Jonathan Huberdeau. Does Calgary want 2 forwards with some consistency issues consuming over $20 million of their salary cap? What Conroy doesn't need are 2 immediately non-negotiable deals on his books as he tries to turn the roster into long-term contenders. Now, it's time to hear from you, the passionate Leafs fans. What are your thoughts on the potential trade involving Mitch Marner, Jacob Markstrom, and Rasmus Andersson? Do you believe it would be a good move for the Leafs, or do you have other trade ideas in mind? Share your opinions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this exclusive update, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest Leafs news. Thank you for watching Toronto Maple Leafs News Now, and we'll see you in the next exciting update.